The U.S. Supreme Court ruling for the first time that former presidents have substantial but not absolute immunity from prosecution. The majority of the justices who led the 6-3 vote say former President Trump is not above the law, but they're ordering lower courts to determine their own decision on how the ruling can be applied case by case. So joining us now live to discuss this decision is John Pavia from Quinnipiac University School of Law. John, thanks for being here. First, I want to get your reaction to the ruling today. And how do you think the lower court in D.C. will determine what acts were official and therefore protected by immunity, and which acts could former president potentially still be prosecuted for?
Well, first, thanks for having me. Yeah, I think everybody was a little bit surprised by the decision in that, the scope of presidential immunity, which first started taking shape during the Nixon era and in the Watergate case, has slowly evolved like a glacier, and throughout the Clinton era and now with Trump. And so what was interesting today was a lot stayed the same, but a lot changed. And what stayed the same was a president is recognized by the Supreme Court as holding a very special position in our government and in general, and that he does deserve some immunity so that he can do his job without fear of prosecution. What's changed is what is considered within the scope and outside the scope of his official conduct. And so they made it a lot broader. And now what's going to happen is each case that comes up with any president, it's going to have to go first through a process where the district court will have to determine what was the conduct in question, was it official conduct or not official. And what's really changed here is the broadness of what official conduct could be.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. And this isn't a total victory for former President Trump, but it certainly is a win in the sense of timing, right? How likely is it, if at all, that his other still pending cases are heard before the November election, you think?
No chance. No chance. I think there's no chance that these cases go forward now. He has so many rights and so many rights of appeal, different arguments to be made now that this case should be, every case should be put off until the court in where the case is being prosecuted can determine whether or not the acts that are alleged to be criminal were official acts or even related to his official acts.
And in terms of what precedent this sets moving forward, this case has been called unprecedented. What does this mean, not just for Trump, but also for future presidents once they leave office?
Well, it means just what, I think anybody listening can put together, which is if a president can show, even after they've left office, that some conduct that was allegedly criminal or inappropriate in any way could fall under what would be considered his official act or his presidential duties. Even in the case of the former president, allegedly trying to strong-arm the vice president to certify the election in his favor. The way this case reads, that conversation between, let's say, Trump and Vice President Pence, that would fall under their official duties, and he'd be immune from prosecution.
All right, John Pavia with Quinnipiac University. Wish we had more time, but that's going to do it for us. We will talk soon. We really appreciate your expertise on the matter. Have a great night.
You too.